update.
8:30, morning. 8 degrees right now. See a high of 17 degrees today. Kayla Harris is here with a Sportsnet Central update. Kayla, Jays last night opened up against the Rays. No good.
Yeah, Dean, tough loss in the home opener. R.A. Dickey couldn't control enough of the ball in the fourth.
Runners go 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4. Tampa Bay goes out in front 1-0. On a bases loaded walk by Dickey.
Jerry Howarth with the call on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Dickey gave up a couple of runs on a pair of bases loaded walks. The Blue Jays fell to Tampa 2-1. Toronto only managed a couple of hits on the night and lost their fourth straight home opener for the first time in franchise history. 4-game set continues tonight. Dean Norris will get the start on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet at 7 o'clock. UM Dave noticed interim coach Peter Horchak and a bunch of scouts have already lost their jobs. Maple Leafs president Brandon Shanahan says more changes are on the horizon. Sportsnet 590's Cord Stellick shared his predictions on Dean Blundell and Company.
More around the draft time that we'll get a sense more personnel-wise if a Fanoff or a Kessel or a Lupo or whoever is staying and who exactly might be coming.
This just in, according to a report, Air Canada Center will join Rogers Center and introduce stepped-up security with metal detectors next season for NHL and NBA games. According to multiple sources, former NHLer and coach of the Owen Sound Attack, Mark Reeds, has passed away. The Raptors travel to Boston to play the Celtics, a team who just clinched a playoff berth last night. The Raps are fighting for third in the East. The Bulls are up a half game in the Eastern Conference. Tip-off is set for 7:30. You're listening to Dean Blundell and Company on the home of the Blue Jays, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Brady and Walker this afternoon at 1.
Now back to Dean Blundell and Company. Sports at 590 The Fan.
Online at sportsnet.ca/590.
Good morning. It is 8 degrees now. It's going to be Still to come on the show, Mr. Jeff Blair. We'll chat with him about what's coming up on his show and on last night's game. He was working. We were working on getting just grease. Working on a bottle of Coors. Neat. I got a tweet from somebody, speaking of, if you missed it, that's how George got around shots. They're like, George goes, yeah, can we have 10 shots of Dewar's? Which I've never heard anybody ask for. And the poor girl, Charlotte, she's like, we don't do those. And you go, oh, okay. How about we do this? I'll have 10 shots. 10 Dewar's neat. Which is the same thing in a big glass. And the best is when they come out of the dishwasher warm. Yeah. So you can taste scotch. Anyway. Because we had Blair doing the Twitter Tuesdays, right? People, it was absolutely hysterical. Just the vitriol people hurl at the Toronto Blue Jays 7 games into the season. So we bleeped everything out. Right. And some dude tweeted, I can't believe your file something like... I had a 5-year-old yelling F words in the car because of you. Well, then you untweeted, you unbleeped it somehow, because they were all bleeped, by the way. There was not one F word dropped there. No. You're making it difficult to listen to @fan590 with your... And he spells juvenile wrong, too. I couldn't spell juvenile anyway. It doesn't matter. How do you spell it? I don't know. Spell it. J-U...
V-E-N-I-L-E. Hey, that's very correct.
Again, this is a juvenile, ridiculous, effed out tweets, brutal, lost listener. However he spelled it, it was hashtag LOSSED. So I simply sent back asterisk lost LOST. Well, then people started doing this big Twitter gang up on the guy. Now he's all upset. And he's fighting with everybody. So they called him a pretentious loser that can't spell. He was like, pretentious? And like feeling bigger because you can't You can't catch spelling or grammar mistakes on Twitter?
Easy on the knocking of the best spelling people.
Easy. Yeah, easy on that. And then the guy shot back at him again, and then he replies, I had a 5-year-old yelling F because I could not turn off the radio quick. But grammar spelling on Twitter much more important. And he tweeted me like 2 seconds after his going, so he's tweeting in the car. He's tweeting and driving. I think he's got bigger issues than us bleeping out Jeff Blair reading tweets.
Don't drive and tweet, people. It's a dangerous game.
Man, Twitter's populated with the biggest homers in the world. The worst. Anyway, 8:36. Time that we won't find anywhere else.
Oh.
Yeah, you can, but no one will talk about it. It's true. That's why George is here. It's time for George's news, everybody. Georgie. George who?
One. Dean ex-NFL safety Darren Sharper and Parasite may have his member monitored as part of his probation after he serves at least 9 years for doing many bad things to women. He's a parasite. The New Orleans Advocate reported that the former New Orleans Saints player will face several restrictions upon his release. GPS tracking, sex offender counseling for many years, no alcohol and no visits to bars for the rest of his life, no internet dating, and approval to travel. He can't travel more than 50 miles. One condition of his post-prison life is that attracting a lot of attention is the possibility that his Arizona probation could be subject Sharper to a penile plethysmograph, in which a sensor is attached to his member while an array of sexual images flashes before his eyes to gauge arousal.
That just seems unfair, though, doesn't it? I mean, for sure the guy's a huge hunk of crap, but like this, like to go, okay, well, hey, listen, part of this thing is we're gonna polygraph your wiener, and put this thing around it, and then we're gonna flash images of hot babes. And if that thing starts moving, you're going to jail. Wow.
Is it like an ankle monitor? Right. Can you take it off? Let's just let her go.
Never heard of that before in my
life. Dean, move over, Michael Bolton. There's a new king of super emotional music videos. And it's Manny Pacquiao.
It's actually Manny Pacquiao, right? Oh, singing?
Jack this up, monster. Let's hear some Manny Pacquiao.
Jack this up, monster.
He's gonna use this for his walk-up song on the May 2nd fight against Floyd Mayweather. He wants some translation. I have the translation.
Not really.
My favorite line is, even if I hurt myself, I still wanted to keep it within me and just be silent about it.
I wished he would. That means we wouldn't have to be listening to this, right?
I kind of wanted Pacquiao to win before I heard this. I think I'm on the Mayweather team now.
Yeah.
Is this a turning point now?
Yeah. This is awful.
And who comes out to a fight with a song like this?
Manny Pacquiao.
He's done. No way.
He's gonna get beat up.
And finally, Dean, a Grand Island man close to my home, previously convicted of DWI, was arrested again after police say he drove away from his court appearance intoxicated. Sheriff's deputies say 44-year-old J.B. Silverthorne was found guilty of DWI after driving his car into the Niagara River last December.
Yeah.
They say during his court appearance Thursday, a judge and his attorney told Silverthorne not to drive away from the court after the smell of alcohol they noticed was on his breath. He left the court, got into his car, and attempted to drive away, and was stopped for driving with no headlights and arrested on felony DWI charge. He's being held in Erie County Jail until his arraignment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, alcohol's a hell of a thing, isn't it?
That's George's news for a Tuesday.
Well done, Georgie. 8:40. Jeff Blair coming up next.
Is he going to read tweets?
No, he's going to talk a little baseball.
Okay, yeah.
And our intern, Johnny, went out on the street after the Jays game last night. So we'll hear some of that. Sorry, what did fans have to say after that?
Did he have some street meat? Oh, it is.
Did you had some, or they had some? You did. Well, good for you. That's nice. Apparently, and I've heard a little bit of this, half-price rippers. Yeah. 8:40. Time for Sportsnet 590 traffic. Here's Selena Vulcan. Good morning.
Good morning. The drive